Hi everyone. Now we are going to discuss about the yet another cattle budgeting technique, which is very popular one, IRR, internal rate of return. Internal rate of return. Okay, just recollect the memory of NPV, net present value, we have discussed. As far as net present value, okay, we have computed. Here there is a connectivity between the net present value and IRR. So IRR is the discount rate that makes the NPV of an investment zero. So this is very important point you must remember. IRR is the discount rate that makes the NPV as an investment as zero. Okay. So it's a discounting, IRR is a discounting cash flow technique which gives a rate of return that is earned by a project. Say for example, you are calculating by getting certain value. If you get, say for example, 5 to 10%, okay, it should be a good investment opportunity. Okay, at the same time, it's good for very low risk investment category. Likewise, you go for it. Suppose some investments are giving more than 10 to 15%. It's common for moderate risk investments. And if the risk is more, okay, if the return is going to be very very less, so that investments are said to be high risk investment. Say for example, the startups which are in the early stage, so they may not be in a position to generate more profit earning ability, so it may result in showing a more risk also. Now come to the formula. See, as I already told you, IRR is the discount rate that makes the NPV value of all cash flows equal to zero. This is very important, but just remember the zero. Here you can see the formula. Yeah, C1, yeah, that's one cash flow, and CO is nothing but we'll consider the CO is the initial investment. C1 divided by 1 plus IRR. See here, as I already told you, say for example, we'll take one example. The initial investment is 4,115. So 3 years are there. So what do you do with that? If 3 years are there, you'll repeat the formula for 3 times. If it is a 2 year, you'll repeat for 2 times. Okay, I am repeating the formula for 3 times. Here we don't know the IRR, so I am putting X value. What is the value is going to be? Okay, so I am making it the first year cash flow is 1000. Okay, is given 1000. Second year 1100, you can see, and third year you can see 1200. I put the value. So 1 minus X, we don't know the value for it. Say for example, you are assuming it. Okay, if IRR is 5%, I am putting 5% here. I am assuming the 5%. You take the first calculation. I am making it 1000 whole divided by 1 minus, this is 5%. Okay, 5% to the power 1. So likewise, I am putting it 1100, 1 minus, okay, 5. This is 5. So I am putting it 0.5. Sorry, 0.05. So 1 minus 0.05 to the power 1. So likewise, here also I am reading it again, 1000 divided by 1 minus 0.05 to the power 1 plus 1100 divided by 1 minus 0.5 to the power 2 plus 1200 divided by 1 minus 0.05 to the power 3, and we are taking the investment weight in there initially. If you put it 5%, okay, the value is coming, the final value is coming minus 443 negative. Okay, when you put IRR as 15%, we are getting 537. So what is the objective? Okay, we must be in a position to identify the zero. So here IRR, when you put 10%, here I am replacing with 15%, then I am replacing with now 10%, 0.10, 1 minus, so I am putting it here. If you do it, okay, that time NP value is 0. So IRR is 10%. If you take 10%, IRR will be 0. So when IRR is greater than cost of capital, okay, you will be considering that project. Okay, IRR is lesser than the cost of capital. What is cost of capital? Say for example, you have to pay. 17% put together as a cost of capital. If your IRR, you will be comparing with your IRR. Okay, then say for example, if it is 20%, so you have plus 3, so you will be considering it. Suppose the expected return, sorry, the cost of capital is 14%. You were able to, the IRR is only 6%. So here minus 8. So you cannot consider that one. Put it in the nutshell. IRR is internal rate of return. Please remember is the discount rate that max the NPV of all cash inflow into equal to 0. So that's what we reflected here. When you put IRR 10%, it is NPV resulted in 0. It's very simple. If you are able to recollect the earlier one, okay, the NPV, now it's going to be a very simple extension of that one. You would go for a multiple options, okay, where you are able to convert that one into 0. That's very important. So IRR, please remember 0. That's a very simple logic you can identify. I think now you got a clear idea about the internal rate of return. All the very best.